I'm Mark Ramsey. I'm really thrilled today to have Mark Goodyear with me. Mark is founder and director of IMGR, IMGR. What is IMGR, you may ask? IMGR is a state-of-the-art station imaging service customized for your station. They have for quite some time been in the business of offering their service to CHR stations. Now they've opened up for hot AC. They've been at that for a few weeks. And I wanted to cover this because I think it's a really cool service. Mark, welcome.
Absolute pleasure to talk with you, Mark.
Thrilled to have you. So tell me, first off, before we get into the nitty-gritties and the demo here for IMGR, what is the problem that this platform is trying to solve?
Well, there are a number of things. Firstly, I think that people in radio are very time compressed. Imaging directors often have to have a second job, like they do an air shift, and then they have to image one station or more stations in a cluster. And what we tried to do is come up with a production and imaging and jingle service that gives you completely finished station branding. And that includes your call sign, your dial, all in your station voices. And what that means is when you log in, everything is ready to play, ready to air, or ready for further customization if that's the kind of producer or AP or program director, whoever's doing that job for a radio station.
Okay, so help me understand this. Since I don't work in production, I don't work at the station level, how is this better or different from what stations do now?
Okay, let me explain. There are lots of great competitor services out there. Some are absolutely huge in the market, but what this one does is when you log in, your station branding and your station voices are already there. With other production services, they'll give you shells, but you do have to download them, and then you have to produce them up locally for your station. So that's the first thing that it does. The second thing that it does is it presents it in a totally new way. We built this technology platform that you can now see on the screen where all the content is laid up on the left-hand side with search functions and categories and tags on the right-hand side. And what this does is it gives a really intuitive way to search for audio and to very quickly find out if there's something here which is basically good to go, or at the very least 50% done.
So to sum it up then, it's better quality content, less time, and as a result, less money.
The idea is it saves you money, it frees you up locally to do the things that only you can do while having a ton of confidence, because you can hear the stuff ready to go, that your station's going to sound better. And I would say that that's not just my opinion, that's the reaction we've had from the stations that have been on our CHR service for the best part of 12 months in the US, in Canada, and in many other markets around the world, including national stations like KISS in the UK, national stations in Holland and Germany, the Middle East, in India recently, and in Australia and New Zealand.
Interesting. So Mark, walk me through some of the capabilities of this platform.
Okay, so you log in. As you log in, you see the audio presented on the left-hand side. I've selected the category sweepers. We tell you what that is. This is a commercial-free segment opener. We say what key it's in, because if keying in the imaging to the tracks that you're about to play in that sequence is important, then we don't make you work it out. We give you the tempo, that's the BPM, and the duration. And to play this audio, you just click the tile.
We're going commercial-free. Yeah. 1 hour of commercial-free hits starts now. Right now. IMGR.
So, Mark, where it says Imager, it would say your station, in your station voice, your station name or your call or your dial or positioner, whatever is appropriate to the piece of audio that we have just presented. Mm-hmm. And the next thing is, if you like that and it's ready to air because it's already customized for your station, remember when you hear Imager, it would be your station, then you just hit the download arrow. On a decent broadband very quickly. Mm-hmm. Ooh, brings up your excuse me, you saw yourself back there. How was that for you, Mark? That was something
That's
you
called Skype.
Okay, so here's the cut we just played, and here are all the stems. Okay, so all the stems in that opener, meaning that if you're the kind of producer who wants to go on and do further production, it's all there for you. Now, what it is true to say that in other production services, you have a download, but it doesn't always download all of the stems ready to go to be put into your digital audio station. Mm-hmm. But the fact is that you can basically, if you're happy with it, download it and put it straight to air. And just another point, there's further customization available inside the Imager app. If we look in here, these are all the stems that will appear in your download, and you can change what these sweepers are for. It doesn't have to be a commercial-free opener, because all of your station kit files, that is to say your station voices, male and female, saying whatever you need about your website, your location, or a daytime show or an evening show, you can quickly pull this audio into the window here. It'll create you a new track, and you can change this to any kind of sweeper that you want it to be. And you save it, and you download it like I just showed earlier. So instead of a process of doing an opener for something, or a sweeper, or a transition, starting from scratch, within a couple of minutes, you can change this content within inside Imager to do exactly what you need, and to a very high standard.
Okay.
Each category is color-coded differently, so it becomes very intuitive and easy to use. Pro drops are the processed nuggets that imaging people need for impact, or for really clever stuff within imaging, whether it's a promo or a sweeper or some other kind of imaging that you're making. These are all EQ'd and compressed and limited and ready to use, which is a different thing from searching for your sounds elsewhere and then having to work on them before you can use them. Song stems are all the instrumentals of the big worldwide CHR hits. These are provided so you don't have to go off searching for them if you need them for a concert giveaway, or a promo for a DJ talkover, or whatever you need. We try and keep this resource up to date, and we get these direct from the labels, so they are very high quality and not some kind of internet mush. Moving on to song intros, similarly, these are all already customized. These are our version of the kind of power intros that people use. That we don't stick to a specific format. We have lots of variety. So let's play the Ed Sheeran.
This is Ed Sheeran.
A reminder that when you hear Imager, that's where you'll hear your station name.
Right.
We believe in high production values and a lot of rhythm in our CHR service, so that you get that forward momentum that you need in 21st century, particularly CHR, but arguably in hot AC format and other formats too. I'll let you hear the Rihanna.
Hey, this is Rihanna. This is American Oxygen. Rihanna, American Oxygen. We are Imager.
The experience we have is that people like the variety. Our current affiliates like the variety, and we update these in our weekly updates, so you can rest them and they use correctly, don't burn. Moving on, beds and effects. These are exclusive to each of our Imager services, and I think what we didn't say already, Mark, is we just launched Imager Hot AC, which is a warmer and softer service than this, but still with great energy. And none of the content overlaps between any of our Imager services. So either the two we have right now, CHR or Hot AC, and what we expect to be our third service in Q4 this year, Country. In other words, if you're a PD or an imaging director and you take one of our services, it will be market exclusive, and that truly means market exclusive. It means that your competition isn't going to have access to any of the beds or any of the effects, work parts, or any of the other content within that. We have lots of evidence of how annoying that is for PDs when they think they have something exclusive and it's not 100% exclusive.
Mark, if I've got a country station, once you roll that out and I'm competing against a CHR station, I can have Imager even if they do, though, right?
Yeah, because we'll make sure that there's clear water between the sounds of these services and the productions within these services, and all of the elements that we deliver inside these categories will not be replicated. They will, in other words, everything will be made customized. And just a little sort of emphasis and expression of how the customization works. If I just go back to this sweepers window here, pull up one of these sweepers, jump inside the edit window. When a station starts with us, we say, okay, what do you say about your station in all of your current imaging? What do you say about your station name, your positioner, your dial, your call, your day parts, your shows, your website, your metro or your location. And we then ask you to send us your station voices, male and female, as many different versions as you want, and we build them into your starter kit. And what Imager is as a technology platform is intelligent enough so that when we make the original version of each of these pieces, it knows which are the specific station files to call to deliver the thing customized and complete and ready for use.
Great.
And to our final category, and this is in this format, CHR, we've called them jingles. For jingles, I think we really mean 21st century music imaging. By that I mean if you're playing Calvin Harris and Katy Perry and Rihanna, or any of the other big acts in this format, you don't want jingles that sounded like jingles we used to know and love, and maybe still know and love, but they ain't right for this format in 2015 or 2016.
Any good laser noises, Mark?
We haven't got so many laser noises like we all used to nick off the Steve Miller records back in the 1970s. But you were there too, Mark, I can tell. But we make cuts that sound like this for CHR.
You control the sound of your station. 24.7 IMGR.
So I described how we start up for the imaging side of Imager. On the jingles side, 12 cuts. We sing as much or as little as you want. Some stations want us to sing for the morning show only, and they use the rest of it, the a cappellas for the radio station, as a resource, or for their legal top of hour short version with a shotgun. And it's really very flexible. Like I showed you in all of the other pieces of audio, inside Imager, even inside the jingles, everything is broken out into stems. So you can manipulate this inside the app, but also when you download the jingles, you also get all the breakouts. So you can really enjoy using the acapellas or the tracks for the jingles for promos. We're trying to create great flexibility here. And just a couple of other things to say in summing up. With other services, if you have jingles from one place and imaging production resource from another, you've likely got two sets of barter out there. Imager is not just about high quality ideas, high quality execution, getting things right, like giving you Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, St. Patrick's Day well in advance of the time you need them. So you have confidence that what we're doing is going to be delivering this for you way in time. But also what Imager is doing is it's value for money as well as a high quality service. You don't need two sets of barter out for this. You just need one set. So that's our kind of proposition. It's imaging to a very high level, hopefully sounding fresh and new to your ears and to your listeners' ears, but it's also a real value proposition.
And again, that's really interesting, Mark. Every so often, I like to dip into tools and platforms to benefit broadcasters, make them more productive, more effective, better quality, especially anything that engages through technology. And I just love this application. I think it's amazing. So thank you for introducing it to me and the people who are viewing this blog. You say countries coming up, what, by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think we're in the market about 3 to 4 weeks with Hot AC and adding stations. So we'll work hard at that service for another couple of months, and then we'll start up with country with a view to getting out to for affiliates to trial it probably around August, September. That's the current plan.
And for anybody who wants more information, where do they go?
Okay, they go to www.imgr.com. On there, there's some really cool animated tutorial videos which show you how Imager works, kind of a bit more succinctly than I've done, to be absolutely honest with you. And then there's the format demos, from monthly demos from CHR and Hot AC, and a bunch of other stuff too, plus the link to click if you'd like to hear more and have a personal version of this tutorial.
Mark Goodyear is the founder and director of Imager. Mark, thanks so much for being with us today.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Mark.